presentation, I chose to write a soliloquy from the point of view of Ophelia as she is laying in the river dying. And I wrote it in sort of more of a modern tone, and I did not speak in iambic pentameter because of that. That would be too difficult to understand. So it will be easy to understand, hopefully. And if you have any questions afterwards about what happened or like what I wrote, then we'll discuss it. We'll have discussion questions, and we'll also discuss the painting that Mrs. Kraft put on the board to kind of set the mood as I read my soliloquy. So I hope you all enjoy. Okay. How should I, your true love, know from another one? By his cockle hat and staff and his sandal shoon. Hamlet is gone, he is gone, he is gone. He is dead and gone, lady, he is dead and gone. At his head a grass-green turf, at his heels a stone. My father, Hamlet, everything is gone. Larded all with sweet flowers, which be wept to the ground, did not go with true love showers. Flowers, delicate, fragile beauty, like life, love, every move that is and ever will be made. Flowers, that woven together hold until the smallest of hands tear them apart. He is dead and gone, lady, he is dead and gone. Crowflowers, nettles, daisies, long purples, a beautiful brittle chain, hanging from the white leaves of the willow over the glass surface of the lake. Oh, he is dead and gone, lady, he is dead and gone. My mind awakens as soon as I hit the water. A cold burst of liquid tingles my face and ignites my nerves, and I feel like I've finally woken up. Just seconds ago, it seemed like I was going completely out of my mind. Well, I was. The cool silence of the stream jolts my being back to sanity. I see the strain of daisies and thistles hanging high above the now rippling surface of the stream, gently swaying in the wind as the water runs over me. I float, and for a few seconds, the world stops. Gone is the madness that has overcome my being for the past few weeks, and the pity from the court that followed it. Gone is the new, insane Hamlet, the one that doesn't love me any more than he cares to think about. Gone are the whispers and secrets that plague the darkness of Elsinore, and the gossip that is undoubtedly being spread about me right now. It all leaves me as nothing but silence fills me. I think about getting up and swimming to shore, but the river is so peaceful. It neither pushes me out nor swallows me whole, but allows me to hang suspended in time, if only for a few moments. It is peaceful here. Much different from the world a few hundred yards from this insignificant stream shore. They'll think I'm mad for just lying here in the water, but I don't care. They think I'm mad anyway. Completely detached from the world now that my father is dead and my ex-love crazy. They think I'm mad. They're mad, every single one of them. Tell me one other castle in which a king dies, his wife marries his brother not 2 months after his funeral, and continues to go about their business like nothing has changed. And my own poor father supported them throughout it all. I'll never say I'll agree with his actions or his advice, but he loved me, and I'll never look at him with eyes except ones of love for his only daughter. I'll always wonder if his forbidding me to speak to Hamlet influenced his early death, or if Hamlet was going to go mad either way. What's done is done, and the choice my father made was a stepping stone on the path that led him to his demise. How I miss his overbearing ways now that he has left this world and gone on to the greater above with our Father. I wonder where I'll end up, if I'll end up anywhere at all. It's hard to tell these days. The answers to any question that doesn't involve the social comings and goings in Elsinore are all but impossible to find. One day, perhaps, I'll change that. But for now, I'll choose to lie here as long as I can until I or someone else feels the need to get me out. Maybe Gertrude will find me as she takes one of her usual walks along the riverbank. Or a servant will notice the girl floating on the water as they scurry off to complete a task for the royals. Although I can't say much for the king, I always liked Gertrude. I hope for the longest time that she liked me too, even though I was beneath her and her charming son. Love makes you wish for foolish things, and I certainly wish more than anything that maybe I had a chance to be in her favor. I hope she doesn't think less of me because I went mad, but I'm not too worried. She's probably used to it. My mind wanders away from the castle and up to the willow branch, dusting the surface of the water with its pure, colorless leaves. I notice the strand of flowers once again, and the song echoes in my head. Larded all with sweet flowers, which be wept to the ground, did not go with true love showers. I remember that song that used to play at the parties and balls I attended with my father and brother when I was a tiny girl. I always thought it was pretty, but the nostalgia it brings back now is like none I've ever experienced. I remember the minstrels and players performing the song as dashing gentlemen and beautiful ladies twirled around the dance floor in their suits of battle and dresses that looked like jewels in the torchlight. I remember Larry Tease and I running around the ballroom, hiding behind chairs, tables, and hoop skirts in the ultimate game of tag. I remember the food, the music, the king and queen sitting at their gilded thrones, and the lively chatter that roared above the din of the music. and I remember Hamlet, the darling little boy, laughing and playing with Horatio, and those two interchangeable twins whose names I can't remember for the life of me, and how oblivious he was to this insanity that would consume his life in a few short years. Hamlet was right about them all. Hamlet, oh my sweet Hamlet, I don't blame him for going mad. His poor soul was given too much too soon to handle, and I wish I could have done more for him. Oh, what a noble mind is here overthrown. I couldn't tell you why for the world, but I can't seem to stay angry at him about the lewd and vulgar things he said to me at the play. Any normal lady would have been highly offended, but all I can feel now is sadness, as my heart aches for the man I once knew. The courtiers, the soldiers, scholars, eye, tongue, sword, the expectancy and rose of the fair state. He could have done so much. I could have been there with him. But his once beautiful mind is gone to somewhere far beyond the realms of what we know to be real, true, and concrete. It has been replaced by a man as unexplainable by the finest physician in Denmark, or the wisest academic in 1,000 miles. I wish I could have done more to help him, but I chose to let him slide. My body feels heavy now, like some unknown force is pulling me to the bottom of the riverbed. I'm still buoyant, but not nearly as light as before. A few church hymns play through my mind, and I softly sing a verse as the water becomes denser. My eyes see a brighter world, one that is filled with light and sparkles like the morning sun after one has just woken up. The flowers, the willow tree, the sky, everything is outlined in a ring of endless light that does not hurt my eyes, it seems all too familiar instead. It feels like nothing in this world can hurt me now, give or take the losses I've experienced lately. It's a horrible feeling, really, to feel helpless to the world around you. I can't go to sleep at night knowing I did everything in my power to save my father, or to save Hamlet, because I did not. I can't help but feel like I could have chosen to help them more, if only I could have taken a different path than the one I took. Perhaps my father would still be alive. Perhaps Hamlet would still be sane, and maybe we would have been planning our wedding now instead of me sinking slowly to the bottom of the river, and he sinking to the bottom of the dark river that is undoubtedly his current state of mind. Maybe the choices I made were the only ones I could make, and we're all going to reach the end God has planned for us, regardless of our actions here on earth. Maybe there was nothing I could do, except be the good and faithful daughter my father always wanted and my brother surely loved. Perhaps Hamlet loved me as well. He did say it at one time. Who knows what he feels for me now. I'll choose to remember him as the boy I grew up with and came to love, and who maybe loved me for a short, albeit passionate time. Curse this dress on this heavy fabric. I can feel myself sinking further. Yet I do not have any desire to pull myself up. The only thing I want to do right now is lie here and go wherever God will take me. The choice is his now. Because the choices that were made for me cause me sorrow, and the choices I made myself do nothing but confuse me now. They'll wonder about me. They'll question if I was mad or sane, a sinner or a saint. But I know now that the path I'm on is controlled only by God himself. Because every choice in my life has brought me to this spot, right here, right now, and because I cannot choose anymore. Right, and that's my soliloquy. And I chose this picture because I thought it was really beautiful, and it kind of explained like what kind of like the imagery I was trying to convey with the soliloquy. And so you can see like the willow tree and the leaves hanging down. And what actually happened was she was supposedly, as Gertrude said, like what I took from the text was that she had made a wreath of flowers, and that's kind of why I was talking about them in the first part, like before she went mad and fell, like well she was still mad and before she fell in the water and became sane again. And she was hanging it from the willow tree, and then she fell in. And so while she's in the river, she's kind of looking up at it and like noticing it, and kind of compares it to how fragile everything really is. Because like flowers, like you can tie them together to make a wreath and they'll hold, but anyone can tear them apart. And that's kind of, I try to parallel it with Ophelia's life and everything that she experienced in like the recent weeks before her death, with the scandal about the king and queen, Hamlet becoming crazy and saying he doesn't love her anymore, and her father dying. And all those things kind of represent her life, how she thought it was held together, but events that she could have never foreseen tore it apart and caused her to become insane. So, and also in the picture, it said in the text that she looks very mermaid-like, and I agree, because like she's wearing a blue dress and kind of looks like scales right here. And so that's the picture. And did all of you like understand it? Did you kind of understand what's going on, or did you have any questions or anything you liked about the soliloquy? We could discuss it a little bit. if you wished.
How long did that take you to write?
That's good. Yeah, maybe like 45 minutes or something. But yeah. So yeah, and then the first part was when she was kind of still crazy, and I used part of the song from that she was singing while she was mad, and they first saw that she was mad, which is the "How should I, your true love, know from another one" by his cockle hat and staff and his sandal shoon, and the "He is dead and gone, lady." That was all part of the song, and so that's just, I wasn't really sure like how to like make her like seem crazy like in a piece like that, so I used that, and then she fell in the water and she became sand again. So, do you guys have any other questions or want to discuss anything?